mics are on. Mics are on. And guess what else is on? The charm, boys. That's the only time I'll do it. First message here. I'm going to say it again. I said it last time. Jeff Bezos is giving you free money. Give it to us. Don't give it to anybody else. Jeff Bezos gives you $5 a month for free. Not really for free, but don't think about it too hard. He gives you $5 a month to get to whoever you want. It takes all of 2 seconds to link your Amazon account to your... we're off the rails already. It takes like 5 minutes to link your Amazon account. Not less than that. 2 seconds. Amazon account to your Twitch account. Doesn't even have to be your Amazon account. It just has to be, you have to know the login credentials. That's it. Am I saying go steal people's Amazon's accounts so you can give us money? No. But if you have access to one, do that. So, next thing off the top here. Please sub to the newsletter. Visit thebrew.tv. Check out our website. Let us know if you love it. If you hate it, direct all hatred towards Nikhil. At freelogicmedia.com. His email is just waiting for some critiques. If you love it, send those over to Luis at Free Logic Media or Val at Free Logic Media. We love to hear from you. Yeah, let's keep it that way first. So let's now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the show. Are we ready? Are you ready, Kyle?
I am ready.
Yes. Nikhil? Val?
Sure.
You never are. All right. Here's how it's going to go. This is the way the show works. If you've never watched this before, if you're brand new, welcome. The way this goes right now is like this. We call it overrated, underrated. And I bring up a topic for the guests. And the guests have to decide whether or not that topic is underrated or it's overrated. After that, I let them go one by one and discuss why they think that. More often than not, unfortunately, we find that we all agree with each other, and that's cool. We still talk about why we agree with each other. But what I love the most is when we disagree with each other, because that will lead to some either very friendly or very chaotic discourse, depending on the topic at hand. I will interject always and forever to spout my opinions, because at the end of the day, this is my segment. Let's not forget that. Okay. So we're not going to go too wild today. I know we've gotten... Oh, yes. Thank you, Nick. How could I forget? Because of everyone's support, we have a Twitch affiliate now. With that comes a few things. Obviously, the first one is you can subscribe to us and give us some Beso bucks. The second, and I think the coolest, and one thing that we're really like waiting for, especially for this segment, is we have Twitch polls now. So what I'm actually going to do, before I forget, is I'm going to send Nick these topics right now over Slack. Please, Nick, check your Slack. Those are the topics there. And we're going to have polls in the actual chat. So right now there's 11 people. We hope some more show up. But the way it's going to work is like this. When I say what the topic is, Nick is going to put that in the actual chat itself. And everyone who's here actually can participate and decide whether or not that's overrated or underrated. Mm-hmm. So... you're not going to see what the results are of that, but I am. So I can come in at the end and kind of do an evaluation of everyone's responses here, and if you're in the majority or the minority. Okay. So extra fun. Okay. I think I went over the rules. Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, kind of, sort of. Okay, let's do it one more time. Let's run it through. No, I'm kidding.
From the top.
From the top. Real easy. Let's get into some discourse. Let's get into some fun. Nick, do you have the topics ready to go?
I can do one at a time. But
yes, yeah. But I'm
the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Ready to go.
You ready to go? Okay.
That's typing speed, man.
Yeah, the typing speed is fantastic. I hope you can hear the click clacks. First topic is organizations hiring around the world for remote work. Is it overrated or is it underrated? Same time now. 3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
Underrated. The 3 is?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I get up straight up.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up. Wow, that is fast thought.
Oh, there's no thought. Smooth brain, no think.
I just don't think it's out there enough in terms of an awareness factor. That would be my view.
Yeah, so I kind of experienced it in my previous role, where my teams were often composed of people from India, as well as from all over the country. So like me being in California, I often had team members from like Atlanta, Toronto, India. And I guess what I realized, while there are some cons to it, time zones being the biggest one for me, me being like all the way like back while everyone is like way ahead and having to wake up super early. But what I realized is that there's so much talent around the world, and by, I guess, opening up the boundaries to letting those people work with us like remotely made us that much better. Sure, there were some other gripes with like communication sometimes, like just get used to like, I don't know, different accents or just different ways of conversating and stuff. But in the end, I think our deliverables always ended up being better because of the diversity and because of the availability of talent around the world and the country. All right,
That was a really detailed
Yeah, I was
answer.
gonna say. I thought this was the light section.
Yeah, what's going on here? Nikhil, do you miss Deloitte?
No. Yeah, no.
Okay, all right, I'll stop there. Val, what's going
Yeah,
on?
I mean, I would just break down like business is already global, so might as well hire global, and also provides more for diversity, and that diversity creates efficiencies in companies. The only issue is obviously when it comes to time zones, and as was brought up, and like the ability to sometimes you have to be working in person, like that allows for some efficiencies. But I just think that you should be able to hire based off talent, and business is already global, so by being able to have individuals actually live there, it can make your company that much better. So I just think it's underrated, but there is going to be a big curve that still companies have to figure out. But I just think it's underrated.
I agree. I think it's super underrated for just the fact that there are really talented people out there all around the world, not just in Silicon Valley or not just coming out of very uppity schools. So by opening up that talent pool a little bit, I think you're getting the talent. You're giving the talent the recognition that it deserves, not just based off of circumstances, but based off of the actual merit. So that's where I'm at with that. One quick thing. What's my laptop froze. So I'm gonna open up the old app here. Make sure my volume's all the way down. Opening up the app here to see the results of that poll. Last time I checked, I was at 3-1. Most people are in agreement that it is, in fact, underrated. Yep, underrated one. 80% of the vote went to it being underrated. So we're all in agreement.
I really want to hear like whoever said it was overrated. I would love if you're comfortable putting in the chat the reason why. I'm very curious. Like I really always want to know my bias. So I'm probably not looking at something.
Yeah. If you put in the chat that working remote is overrated, please just real quick type out your response. In the meantime, I want to get back to you, Nikhil. What happened there?
What
happened with your response, man? Usually your surface level, you went really deep that time.
Well, hey man, you gave something thought provoking and I answered.
I finally gave a good one, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you can't roast you for it. So
Were you expecting me to roast you?
I'm not necessarily expecting a roast, more so than I'm just expecting a kind of, I don't know what's going on with my phone right now. More so just kind of a kind of answer, you know?
Thanks.
That's what I'm expecting.
I gave that. It has to happen once per round, right?
Okay, let me pull up my notes app really quick. Not boats, notes. You talk about the best show on the internet. Here it is. This is it right here. Where computers freeze, voices crack.
But the lighting's good.
But the lighting's pretty decent. Yeah. The lighting's not too shabby. Camera quality, pretty good. Okay. Next topic. And I'm gonna give myself a little bit of breathing room here for the editor that has to clip these down a little bit. Awkward silence is done. Next. Happy hour CEOs. Is that overrated?
You mean having happy hour?
Having happy hour with CEOs. Is that underrated or is it overrated? 3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
Overrated?
Underrated.
It's finally happened. Okay. Why would you say it is? Actually, I'm gonna start here. Why would you say it's underrated? Yeah, underrated.
I'm underrated. I have a feeling I know where you're gonna go with the overrated part with it, but as for me, when it comes to underrated, is that a lot of times, a CEO of a company gets overlooked and they just see as they're purely in the leadership role and they don't have any kind of personality tied into the rest of the team. And by having just happy hours, having beers, being able to meet other people, that is so important to build that kind of camaraderie within the business. But there obviously is a tie into how big is that business and how many like layers is there. But I'm thinking at least in the startup culture, I think it's very, very underrated. Like CEOs should be more engaged with the rest of their team. But I can see as an organization grows, there's an issue there.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually kind of take this from like a middle approach because I am.
No,
There's no lukewarm
middle.
here. There's no lukewarm
We
here.
already talked about the
What we
lukewarm.
learned today?
We talked about this. There's no lukewarm. You gotta fight for your. You gotta fight for what it is. Give me this cam real quick.
Too uncomfortable.
Give me this.
I'm
cam.
just gonna
Hey, look.
answer. I'm just gonna answer.
Just
You
know
guys are
that
gonna
whatever
take
he's
it
answering right now is gonna be lukewarm. You should take it with the biggest grain of salt in the world.
Yeah,
Man,
but we still want to hear it.
getting back at me, huh?
Yeah. I'm excited for your answer though. Good.
So, the lens I'm looking at this at is not just happy hours, but networking in general. Man, it feels weird because I'm kind of going opposite of what I said. I said underrated, but I'm literally in the middle. I can't give a better answer. I'm sorry, but
Thank you for apologizing.
you're welcome. So, yes, underrated in the fact that you should go and network. And you should go and talk to the people higher up and learn from them. Because at the end of the day, we're all people. And, you know, CEOs have feelings too. And
Lonely at the top.
and
Heavy as
and,
the head.
and the good ones are usually willing to provide advice and mentor you. At the same time, if you're at a networking event and everyone is kind of flooding in front of the CEO to talk to him or the highest up in that room, go talk to the other people because they're going to give you more attention than the person where who everyone is crowding around, right? Because that person's probably only going to give you like 30 seconds to a minute of time, for example, whereas this other person who nobody's going to might give you like 5 to 10 minutes of time and drop some knowledge that you wouldn't get otherwise. So that's my perspective.
Okay. And before Dr. Kyle Ingram answers, I want to preface the doctor.
Ours is
Well,
opinions. This is logic.
Whilst I appreciate your two's point of views,
They mean nothing.
let's see what's going on over here.
Well, you put the doctor and it has to be right. Yeah. Well, you know, we kind of hit on this in our time together before about drinking with the boss. I think it's a little different if it's a CEO organized event, as in they come in, they give their little enjoy your time together. This is something, you know, build camaraderie and get, you know, those networked relationships. I've seen the drunk CEO. I won't say where. In the UK, it's very common to drink at work, and especially for Christmas parties and things like that. And that level of respect is something that's very difficult to maintain when you see this hero of the organization off his face or off her face, right?
Okay, yeah.
Not to say they can't show that fun, and they're lonely. They need those relationships as well. But I think it's two things. It gets into a dangerous territory around losing respect, possibly losing respect if they don't have the ability to self-regulate. But then it also creates the situation whereby...
Can you bring the logo closer to you? No, you're fine.
It also hello. It also creates the situation whereby those that don't drink feel obliged. And it comes
I
back
didn't
to
think
that
about that.
monkey
That's a
see,
good point.
monkey do that I was talking about before. That if I don't drink, then is this event for me? Or what kind of message is that sending to the rest of the organization around what it requires to network here?
Interesting. Something to think about for our retreats, to say the least.
But you can get that value in advance, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot to think about there.
Yeah, there's lots to be thought about.
A lot to
everybody
unpack.
knows who I am already at this point, so I think it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, what I would do as CEO is different, right?
Yeah. But we would do it different though, and that's all that matters. Yeah, super insightful. Next topic.
What's your take on it?
What's my take on it?
Yeah.
Do you want my? You guys actually want my take
Yeah,
on
of
it?
course, of course.
Wow.
Round us off.
And we got to get the votes as well if we did have a vote.
Yeah, I think it's super underrated.
Oh, okay.
I will say this. I was really strong. I was bullish on my underrated. After hearing you speak, I'm a little less bullish on my underrated. But I think that with the understanding that you are someone of power and you're someone who is not just gonna let go entirely, and you're not just gonna like just release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your lips type of night. Yeah. I think that if you can hold together, if you can really be about it, then I think it's just a nice bonding time at the end of the day.
I agree. It can create that. But I immediately thought back to
that night.
To your story, the lady that you described, the chief people officer or whatever she was.
Yeah.
And kind of your encounter with her, it didn't seem authentic that they had organized that event. And I think if you can match that authenticity, then the event will be very different than sort of just getting together to drink for the sake of drinking.
I imagine that event would have been a lot more enjoyable had they had a banner that was just like "You're not fired" over the table at the California Pizza Kitchen.
It's CPK, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey, and speaking of which, that brings us to topic number 3.
Oh, jeez.
CPK.
Oh, what was the result here?
The underrateds have it.
The unders have it by how much?
3. I think it was like.
What's
3
that?
to 2.
3-2.
Well, I really want to hear these 2 for overrated.
Yeah.
You're on the right side of history with the doctor. We're on the wrong side with underrated.
You're lined up with the doctor here. We'll go back into like a little post-show thing and look at the comments if there are any, and kind of chat about it a bit. But getting to our next topic, it is California Pizza Kitchen, or as we so elegantly refer to it here, CPK. Do you think that this establishment is overrated or underrated? 3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
Big O. You even overrated?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, why?
Loved it.
No.
Why is that?
Call him out.
I mean, it's pizza. Why you sitting down to eat pizza is so nice and stuff. Just like pizza's meant to be eaten quickly. And
you're going like the barbaric approach.
No,
you're going like the barbaric approach.
See, now I'm giving you those quick answers.
I don't like them. Go back to the thought-provoking answers.
Lukewarm is better.
Okay, no. Hold on. I just don't go that much, so it's overrated.
Okay.
Fair enough. For me, it's they have ridiculous prices, and it's really not the best pizza, and it's a sit down. Like all the factors around it, it doesn't stack up for me. And then their entire name is California Pizza Kitchen, and if I'm not thinking of pizza when I want to go there, it's just come on.
Why California?
I agree. Yeah. What's the ownership?
Yep. Exactly.
So what's your 2 cents on CPK?
Well, I lived in Europe for a third of my life, so pizza is actually very important, Nikhil. And you don't have to eat it fast.
Eat slow with a fork and knife.
You can enjoy a nice pizza. Oh, I don't know what the fork and the knife are. But deep dish?
No. You go in respectful in Italy. This is your dinner. You go to a nice sit down restaurant. You get a really nice pizza.
That's Unless like a Nona is directly handing me a slice of pizza with a fork and a knife, and she goes, "There you go, have that."
It's not cut, man. It's literally just a pizza.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, okay, yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Tells me you're not very cultural right now.
I haven't been in Italy yet. My flight got canceled.
I know. You were supposed to come over. Gosh.
Shame.
No, but it's definitely. I mean, it's overrated, right? So if you want that type of pizza, then just order Domino's or something.
Exactly.
Well, now we're not slandering Domino's. You're talking about sponsorship. Domino's. We're here.
No, that wasn't slander. That was
actually giving
If
them
you
up.
want that, you want a quick pizza that you can eat fast.
More barbaric, actually.
You don't need a fancy environment. California.
You're just in your car eating a medium-sized Domino's pizza by yourself. Italy's wherever you want it to be.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about
That's
American
true.
pizza. Italian pizza is its own world. I've been there. It's different. I wasn't even thinking about Italy. I was thinking about American pizza.
You're thinking about California Pizza
Yeah,
Kitchen.
America.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the other side of history here, y'all. I'm gonna say it's underrated.
Wow.
And I had the experience, the bad one. You wanna know why though? 'Cause here's the thing. While I was in a funk, I still look back in appreciation of the fact that you look at this vast assortment: calamari, pizza, Cobb salads, hot dogs, hamburgers, Long Island iced teas.
None of these have to do with a pizza anymore, and you're calling it a
What
pizza
I'm saying,
kitchen.
but no, we are not here on the merit of the pizza
Yeah.
from California Pizza Kitchen. We are here. We're talking specifically about California Pizza Kitchen as an establishment. And I will say, if you have no idea what you like to eat, that is an option.
That's the worst branding I've ever heard. California Pizza Kitchen. If you don't know what you want to eat, come here.
Yeah, because they have everything. They
I
have-
would say Cheesecake Factory would probably.
oh,
serve
that's overwhelming though.
It's overwhelming,
Cheesecake
but-
Factory is like 5 pages of items.
Kids where you tell your high school that, yo, I know a place. You show up there like,
That's very true. And in defense of me, and maybe why I have these sort of underrated mentalities, I had never been to CPK. Still to this day, that's my only time I've ever been to California Pizza Kitchen, ever. That's maybe I should try it. Maybe I should
If you can buy it in a fridge at Target.
Can you buy it in a fridge Target?
Yes, you can.
You can.
Wow,
Yeah.
that does change things. Though you can get some pretty tasty things out of
A fridge at Target.
the fridge at Target. Yeah. So I mean, where do you get your milk? Is the milk worse?
That's
Marky Prue says expensive though.
Is it expensive?
California.
Yeah, I
what
literally
it
the
is.
one time I went, that time I didn't pay for it, so I don't know.
Well, of course. That's why you didn't have the right
there you go.
experience. You
There you
didn't
go.
sit down and actually put your money where your mouth
If you
is.
knew what you were paying for that pizza,
Not as good.
change your
Not
mind.
as tasty.
Change your
Mm.
mind.
Like, they had these little egg rolls that were just so wonderful,
So
though.
you're taking your wife out tonight.
Yeah.
No,
So right now to the camera.
no, we are after this last week of McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a side of whiskey
Shame.
neat. With the side of whiskey neat, I think I think we're detoxing from all things.
Just
Food.
green smoothies at
Yeah,
this point,
just
right?
what's that one grass or whatever that you can drink? Wheatgrass.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wheatgrass shots for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next few weeks. Yeah. Okay.
The overrateds have it 3-1.
3-1. So
Thank you,
I'm
overraters.
technically 3-2. It's closer than you think. I'm an underrated.
It's a
You're the one.
this is where your opinion is just it doesn't count.
And
This is
here's
the
the
one
thing-
time I'll say
Once
that.
the winner's announced, it's final.
Yeah.
Hey, stop that count! Stop that count! Stop that count!
Keep
Stop that count!
No.
Well, unless it's for me, then keep the count going, please.
Yeah.
Unless it's for overrated or underrated, excuse me. Okay. Our last topic. And this always for me at least is a somber moment.
Oh.
I have two goals really when it comes down to the show. One is to make one of the guests cry, including myself. Get emotional. Really what I want here. I want raw emotions. Whether that's through laughter or whether that's through just sheer sadness or jubilation.
We're talking about blockchain.
Self-reflection.
Or self-reflection. Yeah. That's one, and then the other one is just a brawl. But a brawl of the minds.
Oh.
Not a physical brawl,
Oh,
like more of
shame.
a back and forth.
Sophisticated one.
Shame, yeah. A sophisticated brawl. I think we've had at least 50% of that with the CPK stuff. Granted, the punches were being thrown this way, but that's all right. I'm tough as nails. Unless it's Nikhil throwing the punches, in which case I fold. I fold like a wet napkin. So, last topic here, and I hope we get the tears out of this one. The UCR School of Business. Is it overrated or underrated?
Are you going to count us down?
3.
Yeah, so I'm just like quiet.
I spaced off because I looked at Nikhil in the eyes and he was just like processing. 3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
Okay, why is that? In any order that you see fit.
Okay, yeah, sure. I guess you're like staring at me, so I guess it's gonna go to me at this point. It's underrated for me because of the fact that it's one of the only business schools that is non-stop growing. What I mean by that is that there's every year something's new happening. Every year there's a new event. Every year, like, some of the classes are changing. It's progressing and it's changing based off times. And what I like about that is it understands that it can't be static. That's so important for me, and I think for any university business school, is business right now is changing so fast because of technology that if you're not actively trying to change your curriculum and add new classes, because I know Professor Rich is actively trying to do that for information systems, Jonathan Lim's trying to make his class more application-based. I know in your classes you also add some projects and make it more application-based so people really understand the concepts. I think that's important because a lot of business schools, they might be highly ranked, they have the clout behind it, but companies are no longer hiring based off your university degree. They hire based off the skills you learn. And if a university is actively trying to teach that to students, I give a lot more respect to that. So I think UCR School of Business is generally, it's always underrated. Hopefully one day it'll become overrated, but as of right now, it's underrated.
Why would you want it to be overrated?
I mean, it would be overrated as the point that it's so good that it's coming to the point that it's overrated. That's why, like, when you say schools like Harvard and stuff like that, the reason why you call them overrated is because it has that establishment behind it.
The old H-bomb, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much everything he said, I would have said the same thing. So I guess to add something onto that is, it's in Riverside, which is also very underrated. There's just so much growth in this area. So both the school and this entire city and county are growing like crazy. I think back when I was in high school, this area was like a laughingstock and stuff. But now,
Yeah, UC rejects. Those
yes,
the thing.
Precisely. So. But since being in the school for 4 years, now being an alumni and building this company here, I can see firsthand how much the school is growing. We're bringing in great professors like Dr. Ingram here, and yeah, don't if you're in high school and you're applying, don't overlook the school.
Yeah. You're all just making me think of various different things as you speak. I would say a key testament to the fact that the school is rapidly growing and encourages growth comes from the fact that my first year, this was when I was basically joining the organization as an outsider. They made a key strategic move, which was to have me, before I even started teaching, they had me review the undergraduate program. So I conducted, a number of different focus groups, surveys, et cetera, working with the undergraduate dean at the time to understand what we needed to do. And we listened to that. It didn't fall on deaf ears. So we took feedback from the focus groups and the questionnaires, everything. Even to the point where I think in 107 we did a case competition to try to improve elements of the School of Business with respect to, was that your year?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I think that was like a big change. This was my junior year or something, I think. And when you introduced that, I was like, no way, this is so awesome. That like us, the students, we get to contribute to the growth of this school. And it clearly showed, that was your first year, and it clearly showed that there's a switch that's been triggered. I don't know, I like saying triggered, flip the switch, but something is happening and things are growing and good things are happening. Yeah. I haven't listened to Drake in a while, but
You're triggered.
You've been triggered a lot lately.
Yeah. No, I would agree completely with that. And so much open ears, open-mindedness with respect to where we're headed, and that we don't have to follow a certain model. And you brought up the UC rejects thing. That was obviously something that I heard before I even arrived. And I knew that could have been fresh on the minds of our students who, we only have 3 undergraduate business programs in the UC system, ours being the largest and rapidly becoming the best. And so I try to reinforce that as often as I can, even in OB. I don't know if you remember this, but talking about what that statement means. So if I say something negative about UC Riverside, if somebody says something negative, like that horrible terminology from that acronym, or anything negative, how do you react? And it reveals your level of identification to that organization. And so I feel now, if somebody speaks poorly of UCR, I feel that within me. And I think that's a good sign. It's an indicator of the level of commitment that students have, the level of growth. I came back after being at King's College, a very prestigious university, right? And great students there as well. But the desire to be back in this environment where real change is happening, where you feel a sense of appreciation and growth, I think makes UCR stand out. And people are talking about it, and you guys, look what you're doing. Look, I mean, I couldn't be more proud.
Look at
sat here with you talking about issues that are important to all people across the globe. So it's pretty amazing.
And sorry, to add to that, Luis and
There it is.
Finally, we did it. We did it.
Luis and I met in Dr. Ingram's class. So I think that's another big thing too. Kind of show that like in a university class, kind of that class helped make a business dedicated to Riverside and the growth around it even better. And it shows that like what's going on in this university, right? Like really innovation, entrepreneurship, and just passion all around.
Yeah, they have your class to thank for that. I think it is massively underrated because of every single point that was brought up here. And I knew I was going to put myself in this predicament where I would... everything that I could have said was already said. So what I'm going to say is just there's, to everyone's point here, there's so much growth, so much potential for UCR and the School of Business, really focusing on that I think that looking back at those old antiquated views of it without taking into consideration the previous 3 years, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. In a lot of different ways, whether you are an incoming student who automatically says, oh, I can't go there because of an acronym, or I can't go there because of some previously held stigma, or you are a company who's recruiting and you choose not to go recruit at UC Riverside because of an acronym or because of previous stigmas. I think that you look instead at the diversity and the leaders that are being developed in UCR and within the School of Business at UCR. And I think very quickly, objectively, you can get rid of those bias that you might have. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. I put it on there as it wasn't provocative. I'm sure you can realize that now, but I scared Nikhil a little bit. I was like, because we're on his LinkedIn, and I said, hey, this is I'm gonna put a kind of a hot topic on this last one here. It's not a hot topic at all. I think we're all in agreement here that UCR, put some respect on its name, and let it be done there. That's it. That's all for Over Under.
Beautiful.
This week at least. I think we ended it on a wonderful note. We got a tier. We got a bit of a fight, and I think we're in a good place. Right now, the only ask I have, if you're on LinkedIn, put some questions. Are there questions on the LinkedIn? Nothing?
No.
If you're on LinkedIn, just how's it going? How you doing? Say hello. Drop a line. Reach out to us. Follow us on all of our platforms. Visit thebrew.tv to sign up for our newsletter. If you go to thebrew.tv, that actually could be one place where you can find all of our social platforms. If you go down to the footer, you can get linked out to every single one of them.
And people can also connect with us just on LinkedIn and send us messages and all that good stuff. I'm more than happy to chat with anybody on LinkedIn. Give any advice. I always provide that. That's the reason we're trying to build a community and just show around that we're trying to help growth. We're not here to just talk about random stuff. Like we're trying to foster growth. Right. So if you have any questions, if you need anything, if you want some advice, drop us a message on LinkedIn as well. Yeah,
our DMs on LinkedIn are completely open 24/7. Slide on in, please and thank you. For Twitch, my ask is the same that I asked at the top.
Bezos money.
Yeah, give us the Bezos bucks, please. It's free if you have an Amazon Prime account. And yeah, just visit the website. Follow us on all of our social platforms, and follow Kyle as well. I mean, you're on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, reach out to him. Ask him what was that theory that you brought up that was really long. Who knows?
I can't remember.
Go back in the video and bring it up.
Again.
There you go. The old split semantics.
That old split semantic.
Ask him to explain that, because I know I'm going to be asking him to explain it after this conversation is done. But thank you for watching. We really appreciate you. Next is Path to Partner, I believe. So that begins. So that journey goes. It's going to be a long one, but then again, our goal was 2021 to be affiliate, and we did it in
2 months.
2.5 months. 2.5 months. We did
Thanks
it
to
in 2.5
everybody
months. Yeah, thanks to everybody watching. Thanks to everybody here. We did it pretty quick. So thank you. Those of you who have already subscribed, we really appreciate you. Those of you who donated bits at the beginning, thank you. All the bits, all the subs, they go a long ways. Hope to see you next week. Not sure who's. Well, I think we're still tossed up on who's going to be there
We'll
next
be
week.
announcing the guest on Monday.
Yeah, we're announcing it on Monday, so make sure you follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn to get the news for that. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching. I love you. I appreciate you. Take care.